Hi, I'm Yappo, and with me today is Agent 355,
Hey there.
and this is the match of Niflheim against Coolguy's GITBUSTAZ 5000 Orcs. I was down 210, so I picked up an extra reroll and an apothecary for this game.
And now we have an AV7 versus AV9 bashing game.
Yeah, it's
Uh, this is such a good matchup for orcs.
it really is. There's a reason we suggest Orcs to players who start the game, namely because they are very, very tough and a very good team, just overall.
Yeah, they really are. They're really solid. I mean, in agility 3, I mean, they actually can pick up the ball. You know, they're bashy as hell, and then they aren't Khemri. So
Yeah. And I got home field advantage, though. This is the Norse pitch. You saw the big beer vat on the zoom in there if you paid real close attention.
it's. I'm sorry, this is my least favorite pitch.
Yeah, this pitch annoys most people because if you don't turn up or if you don't turn down the opacity of your dice log, you can't ever read the dice log.
Yep.
Like
It's
you can see now, like it kind of even blends in as it is, and this dock is just completely clear, so it just all disappears.
yep. Oh man. Here we go.
And kickoff return.
I was gonna say. I was like, I'm waiting for the event. And I'm like, what? What's going on? Look at that. That scatter, man.
It's a good scatter. Orcs, almost all of their players have movement 4 or 5. So they're really slow, but they all have armor value 9. So the main strategy for orcs is to just cage up and move slowly down the field. So my counter strategy here is going to be to either break up the cage or to basically elf screen, because I can't outpunch him.
Mm. Yeah, it's playing. I've tried Norse. I'm no good at Norse. You have to punch and not get punched, and I lack that ability.
On the bright side, Claw works amazingly well against orcs.
That's true.
Like, orcs are one of the best teams to go up against with Claw. Oh, yeah, Blodge, Black Orc, 4 strength guy that you can only get down in a POW.
Oh, that's the greatest thing.
3 of his blitzers have guard. One of the Black Orcs does. The other blitzer has jump up and tackle. A couple of them have mighty blow. Got a kick lineman. I think a kickoff return, block, thrower. I think a dirty player lineman or 2. So it's pretty much a bog standard orc build, but it's really, really good.
Right. Yeah. Very, very safe. You know, a lot of guard, a lot of block. The idea be, I mean, 4 rerolls. That seems a lot for an orc team.
Yeah, I thought that was a little high, but I mean it's not unheard of.
No.
Especially because 1700 is kind of rapidly becoming the middle of this league.
Much to my chagrin with my 1200 gobos.
Yeah, well, like when I first set it up, I was like, oh, we're only going to need like 1400, 1500, or like 1400 TV teams, and now even wandering newies are like 1900.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's kind of insane.
And I'm telling you, if you're in the 1200s, 700 worth of TV or worth of inducements isn't helping that much.
As a general rule, inducements are less valuable than the team value you would have being the same team value.
Yeah, absolutely. Punching the valuable players, hoping for injuries.
Yeah, but injuring armor value 9 is really tough.
It is. It is. I mean, lizards are armor value 9 too, but they when a lizard goes down, it tends to be a bigger deal than just when an orc lineman goes down.
As a matter of fact, it's almost 4 times more likely to injure or to break armor on one of my players than it is on an orc.
That's comforting.
As I recall, because I believe, if I'm thinking correctly, it's 1 in 9 for an armor value break on AV9, and
Yep.
5/12ths for 7, which ends up being.
Yep, that's about right. Except for your Yeti, who is of course going to just carry the game now.
Yes, that will be his job, because if we haven't talked about it before, as a reminder, Claw treats all armor value like it's 7. So,
Yep. No matter what. So plus armor value becomes the most amazing thing. It's so satisfying to punch plus armor value guys with the Yeti.
Coolguy actually does have a plus armor value lineman, so he has 10 AV and is basically the world's fastest tree. And this is actually a fun part about Frenzy is you can get him out of the way of... You can use valuable players for assists and still move players away from them if you don't get them down.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of tricks to Frenzy. I would say Frenzy is one of the skills that you actually have to use quite a bit before you actually get a hang of how to use it well.
Yeah, I know one of my very first Norse games, I killed half of my own team in frenzy blocking into very bad situations.
Yeah, I just did that the other day. I had forgotten I had just gotten Frenzy on a level up, and then I threw a block with the guy in his first game. Frenzied into a negative 2 dB. Whoops.
And part of the reason I sent players around to pressure here is because orcs move really slow, so if I can tie up his players, even a couple of turns, it becomes really hard to get the ball to the other end of the field.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's a big Skaven play too. If you can just if you can't really punch the line, but if you can get behind the line and separate the ball from the line, then good things can happen.
Because even one movement a turn is kind of a big deal. Like, it doesn't seem like it would be, but it ends up being a fairly large factor in these sorts of matchups. And this is the kind of matchup. Norse are kind of like worse humans at times, where you have to play to your opponent's weakness rather necessarily to your strength.
Mm.
Because, like, you know, normally I just bash the crap out of teams, but I can't do that against these guys.
Nor could you do that against elves or goblins or well, pretty much anyone so far.
Well, you know, I hurt somebody sometime, maybe.
I'm sure you did. Yeah.
Suds has totally hurt at least a couple dudes.
I'm pretty sure Suds has been killed twice now though.
He has,
He's paid for it in blood.
but he's fine. He's still playing. In fact, he's on the pitch now somewhere. I forget what number
He is a champ. One of these days when he actually dies, we're gonna have to make a lifetime achievement award for Suds.
And my one guard player is now out.
Well, you didn't really need him anyway, right?
No, of course I did not need a guard player against orcs. That's silly.
No, absolutely.
The other issue I have is number 4 there is Finn, who has 6 armor value. Which, unmodified, is a 58% chance of armor break when you knock him down.
Look, just throwing negative 2B is like negative 2 dB is like a champ.
He's been taking too many lessons from me.
And how I just want to say, how dare he actually play orcs in a sensible way where even though he has complete man advantage, he still doesn't give you a lot of punches.
Yeah, he's, as you can see there, he's done a full 4-man cage around his ball carrier, so it's impossible for me right now to get a punch on the ball carrier without doing a really, really unadvantageous dodge.
Do it with the Yeti.
If he had break tackle, that dodge actually wouldn't be bad, but
Oh, claw. Oh,
and he rolls a 6.
oh, that hurts. Every time, if I'm playing an armor value 9 team, every time I eat a block with claw, you die a little bit inside, and then every time it doesn't happen, you're just so excited. Safe for one more turn.
I was like, all right, I can't really get to the cage here, so I'm just gonna punch some people, you know.
Yeah, that's a good Norse plan.
I was like, all right, you know, he got 4 casts in 2 games. He's got this, you know. Just get some SPP. His armor value 9.
Oh. Oh, the quad skull. I've often heard of it, but never seen it on tape. Actually, that's a lie. You've probably done it before.
Actually, that's the first time I've quad skulled that I can recall. Anytime.
I've quad skulled without block, so with both downs and skulls, but never just straight up quad skull.
I did in the game against Lizards. I failed a 3 dice block with reroll with one of the unskilled elves against a skink because of both downs and skulls. But
nice.
A quad skull is 1 in 1296, 1216, something like that.
36 times 36.
Yeah, so, 1 divided by whatever that is.
Yeah.
And it's really, really hard to do. And so he's just exceptional.
It is. Yes, he's the best elf, clearly. And now he deserves to be stomped on. Because I'm sort of seeing, he sort of looks like he's going to cage up next to number 2, the elf number 2 there. So I'm kind of expecting him to get stomped on because you don't want to cage next to a down player.
But the thing is, both of those blitzers have guard.
Oh, I don't know. I'd still stomp on it. Especially now that he's got 4 assists.
Yeah.
That is prime stomping territory.
That is true.
Oh, 5 assists.
I think number 10 might be his dirty player there.
Oh, that's even better. That's like 6 assists. 6 assists on AV7?
He's AV8.
Good. Oh, that's true.
He could theoretically not break.
Not today, he isn't.
And I did edited a little less on this video. I
What? Oh.
just
Oh. That was like the Phantom Stomp. It was like, I was so sure it was going to happen.
you might get stomped. Maybe we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's too bad he didn't leave his dude there, because then he could have totally chain pushed the ball carrier right out.
Yeah, I can still push him over.
It's true.
And here I was trying to figure out how I could get the ball carrier out to get a punch on him, because Sven's over there, where if I get a single push, he can...
Get a 1DB. Gonna be a skull, isn't it? Oh.
I mean...
Now, I remember after this game, it was either you or Coolguy who was very mad, and I can't remember who it was. I'm excited to find out.
We were both fairly mad after this game. I was kind of raging at the quad skulls for the first like half.
Yeah, I've done that.
Because quad skulls are a huge fuck you.
They really are. It's something you honestly never really expect. If you throw a block with a reroll, you don't expect it to cause a turnover.
A 2-dice block with a guy with block and having a reroll is about the safest action you can get in Blood Bowl. I mean, 3-dice block is the only thing that would be safer. But
I've never seen a sextuple skull, but I have seen 5 skulls in the push. Oh. And that's like another dub skull. I mean, it's a dub skull that required a reroll, is what that was.
And he got stunned. Although he would have been stunned if he was armor value 7, so...
that is some small comfort.
It's kind of like, okay, well, you know, he's still shit, but not quite as bad.
And unfortunately, this has left you in a rather uncomfortable position for all the punches the orcs get to throw now.
Yes. You don't really want to leave guys standing next to orcs. Ever. Especially if you're armor value 7.
Well... Rolling a bunch of skull pushes is not so bad.
Khemri are basically the only team that can stand next to orcs for any period of time.
Yep. Actually, that's one of the joys of playing Khemri is just saying fuck you to orcs.
And also the ball.
Yeah, and also, yeah. Khemri is very much an anti-bash team.
And
that's
and Magnus today just got KO'd, so...
armor value 8 ain't nothing.
Well, and I'm down 2 players, including a 4 strength and a guard guy.
Well, now his thrower's armor value 8, right? So you could just knock the thrower out.
Oh yeah, no thing.
Yes. Yeah, just that easy.
There'll only be a full cage around him. No biggie.
Well, where's the wizard? That's what I want to know.
I thought about it, but I've had pretty bad luck with a wizard in the past.
C3P orc to the turf. That's a great name.
Coolguy's got a pretty good naming scheme. I won't lie. I'm a fan. I always like good naming gimmicks.
It's part of the Blood Bowl experience.
It really is. That way you can care even more when your precious pixels die.
Yeah, I know. I see you took the extra apple for the inducements, and I'm terrible. I've already forgotten what the other one was.
I actually got an extra reroll.
Oh yeah.
Because I figured I would be doing stupid shit like throwing 1-dice blocks.
That's true. Against cagey teams, I do love wizards though. They can just a good wizard will just completely end a drive for a cagey team.
But the problem is, like, I don't know. I feel like I get more use out of an apothecary because it's kind of dual purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a given that at least one player is going to get hurt this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
I'm surprised it hasn't happened so far.
I mean, that's just one of those things that always absolutely happens in this kind of matchup. And so, if it's a good player and it's any kind of hurt, you know, I can try and get him back and still have a spare one for death or anything like that. But
no.
If I start getting really badly, you know, killed, I can save them for the ones I really need them. I don't know. I just feel like I get a lot of use out of it. And the reroll I get to use twice because I get them both halves. So.
Yep, I like the reroll. The apple I tend to take just when I think I'm going to die, most of the time.
And that's Odin there standing next to the ball carrier who has dodge and sidestep, so he's difficult to remove.
If you rolled doubles on a Yeti or a Minotaur, and you got jump up, would that work as a... Oh.
That counts as a block, but you have to roll with the agility, so it's still a 4+ roll for the agility roll for jump up.
Oh yeah, that's true. I guess that doesn't really help anybody. No, I thought
Yeah,
No,
there's your badly hurt,
the
by the way. There's your first injury.
yeah.
Dodging away
Well,
from an orc.
well, that's the worst though. As an orc, I'm sitting there and going, well, geez, I could have gotten 2 SPP for that, but nope.
Luckily, that's not a very important lineman. That's the kicker.
Yeah, Fumble Vader. I mean, how when his name never comes up in the thread, you know he doesn't even matter.
Yeah, most of the time, Norse linemen you just don't care about. They just don't matter. The only one that really matters in this game is Suds. Because Suds is a boss. Also, he's my only Mighty Blow player on the field.
Yeah, that's pretty atypical for a Norse at this point.
At 1500, you would normally have one, maybe two, but not necessarily. I mean, unless you're really trying to watch your team values and stuff, it's not that far off. So I have two on the team.
Well, if you were picking skills for Norse, what would you have gone with instead of a ton of Mighty Blow?
To be honest, actually, I probably, with the exception of Squizgar, I probably would have picked most of these skills anyway.
Huh. Your power of suggestion in the LP must be strong.
Well, and I mean, to be fair, having used him quite a bit, I kind of fucking love Squizgar. Because
yeah.
Shadowing there's like at least once a game, Shadowing does something amazing.
Yeah, Shadowing is one of those skills I just love to have.
So I was trying to figure out who I should step next to, and I was like, shit, both those guys have tackle. So.
Oh, great. It's okay. They're just gonna roll skill pushes at the critical time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can only roll skulls, and Coolguy can only roll push.
That is probably the most frustrating thing as a bashy team, to constantly fail blocks. Not fail as in turnover, but just fail to knock people down.
Yeah, that's really frustrating. But the the dirty player lineman, gets the POW.
Come on, Kazaspy. I want to see Odin go down.
And I figured I would step there because that slows him down towards getting towards the end zone even more.
Yep.
And he decided he would just stay in his cage.
So obviously you're going to blitz and -2 DB that guy, right?
Possibly.
Actually, you probably don't even have to take a -2 DB. You can probably get a 1 DB on that. Unless those guys are all guards.
Most of them are. I know the numbers 6 and number 5 are. I think the only blitzer without guard is number 8, and he has jump up and tackle. So. And sacrifice Suds to be punched to tie up a couple black orcs.
Oh, Suds. It'll be worth it in the end. I don't know, a couple good 1 DBs there, and you could have a shot at this.
Yeah. But the problem is 1 DBs have not been going so well for me.
I hadn't noticed.
And I still have a Sven laying down up there who can do a blitz.
I love jump up when your dudes are lying down but far away, because it doesn't even matter. Normally you don't be able to stand up and just mark a dude, but nope, now you can just stand up and go as far as you need to.
One thing I've found out too is a lot of players forget about jump up as far as the full movement from the ground. And so they'll assume that player's out of blitzing range, because normally that would be like a going for it to hit anybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, that's not the best block die there, but that's better than nothing.
it gets him down. And
now number 8, he doesn't have guard, right?
Correct.
So if you that's a 1 DB right there.
Correct.
Of course, he'll be frenzying into -2, I think.
Nope. Just wait.
Oh, my powers of prediction.
You're bad at frenzy.
I am bad. I will. Oh, genius. See, that's why I don't play Norse, because I'm not that smart.
And I got the ball. Got the rock, guys.
Give me the ball back.
Anyhow, caging against Norse isn't necessarily the best plan if there's any players near your cage because of things like that. Frenzy pushes through cages are relatively easy.
Yep.
And so you get things like that where, like I said, everyone assumes that you're going to have a -2 dice block going in because of the guard and stuff, but if you do your chain pushes right...
Yeah, surprised me. And I'm supposed to be like one of the knowledgeable people because I'm sitting here talking about it.
Well, don't you feel silly now?
I do.
That's a really good scatter for him.
Yeah, I would say so.
Considering it just landed right in the middle of 4 orcs.
I kind of hoped it took a really crazy scatter, and all of a sudden we played Yeti Ball.
Yeti Ball is always fun, but he's kind of hard to get to move.
Yeah, on the scale of big guy ball, I think Yeti Ball is pretty low on the list.
It is. It's unfortunate. He's the fun part about Big Guy Ball is though Chaos Minotaurs have a long and storied history of being ball carriers.
They do. I've heard many a tale.
So you can take extra arm, and it's like they have 3 agility.
Now, see, that is the worst. He re-rolled a safe block on Odin with a tackler, and couldn't knock him down.
Yeah, that's. But he also has 3 rerolls left after this, so
3 re-rolls for 2 turns.
yeah.
There should be a special rule where if you have extra re-rolls for your last turn, you're just going to use as many as you need.
That would be interesting.
That would be. All of a sudden, teams start rolling with 16 re-rolls.
I don't know. Oh look,
Oh, that's a useful Yeti.
damn Yeti,
It's okay, guys. Disturbing Aura still got this covered.
disturbing presence.
That's the one.
Yeah, no, because the orc passing game is deadly.
Hey, don't. It's agility 3. It's like every bit as good as your passing game.
Hey, I have dive and catch. Thank you. It's like agility 4.
That's true, and it makes the throw easier. All you gotta do is not fumble the throw, and you get a shot.
Yeah. Although
That's actually a reason I really love dive and catch on stunties.
I was actually thinking about surfing that guy just because I could, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to do about this. And I was like, oh, well, that'll work too. Because I think I can get a block in here somehow.
It looks blockable. I would definitely say. That's a scary frenzy.
He's got block. He's fine. The only thing would be is if followed up, I would get a negative assist from the number 2 Black Orc there, which is why I'm trying to figure out where I want to move Squizgar.
Clearly, he just wants to stand right next to all 3 of those Black Orcs.
Yeah, I thought about that because I'd be like, oh, that'd be great. And I was like, oh, wait, he doesn't even have dodge. Yeah, never mind.
That's true. With all of the amazing skills he's got, he doesn't have dodge.
No, he's a great man marker for players
Until they try to...
for players that don't punch very hard.
Yes. Mark stunties all the time. Oh. I always hate red circles.
I was trying to figure out if it would be worth it to get the assist. And I guess I thought it was.
Yeah.
Because I believe number 3 might be guard Black Orc as well.
Oh, well, that wasn't even necessary. Oh, that's a really good scatter in a way.
Yes, it is. Because, again, orcs are slow.
And it's in one tackle zone, which, I mean, well, not the greatest. Could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah. Okay. I remember what I do now.
Yeah, you ever have that moment when you're watching the video and you like, oh crap, what did I do here? I don't remember. Yeah, well, since it's Yappo, the answer is always throw -2 DBs.
I don't care. It's Horsebjorn again.
He has got that. I'm surprised he didn't just stomp on number 7, the dirty player. It's the thrower. He's got AV8. It's the guy you're most likely to kill.
But I had a plan here.
And the plan is to -2 DB frenzy someone. Oh.
I now have a tackle zone on the ball.
Genius.
The magic of frenzy. Although he can just chain push everybody everywhere anyway, so.
Well, and all those 4 strength dudes standing right next to that guy ready to punch him.
Yeah, that's not good either. But he could roll quad skull. It could happen.
We've seen it once. Now, one thing that is nice about orcs is when you knock them down, you stun them, like number 10, number 12 there. They're kind of out of it. I mean, they're going to stand up, they're going to move like 2 squares, and they're done.
Oh, and Sven knocked out. Again, wouldn't have mattered if he had more armor, but...
You ever notice when you're AV9 going up against AV7, you always seem to roll 10s for injury rolls or armor rolls anyway?
I never play as AV9 teams, so no.
Oh, you don't know the joy of not ever having players die?
I play as Lizardmen, but I mean skinks die all the time.
Well, that's true. Lizard are like kind of AV9. They average out.
And again, he rerolled 2 pushes, but got the POW. So I figured I'd step on the ball and maybe it would scatter further away.
Which you did.
So, Orcs and
Well,
Khemri and teams like that, basically, if you move the ball farther away from the end zone, it's a victory.
yes. It's not quite as bad. I think the throwers movement 5, and I think the line orcs are 5 or 6.
The line orcs are 5, blitzers are 6. Black
Yeah,
orcs
blitzers
are 4.
That's right. Blitzers are 6. But so the blitzers are almost normal speed.
Also, we just misclicked the dodge there, but
No big.
But you know, it's a 6 or a 4 plus. You know, no problem.
Well, everyone knows the dodges that always work are the ones you accidentally do.
You know, you forget prehensile tail or diving tackles there. Dodge works just fine. You
Yeah.
think about it, you're like, no, I'm going to do it anyway.
I have accidentally dodged sources into tackle zones, and it's worked just fine.
But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting that he came at me from that angle. And so I was like, oh, I'll just step next to the ball carrier.
Yeah,
No biggie.
that is interesting. Well, I guess even if he came at you from any other angle, it wouldn't make much of a difference.
That's true, but I don't know. I always try and deal with sidesteppers.
I tend to just not have the balls to even punch them, because if you don't knock them down, all of a sudden they're on your ball.
Yeah, sidestep is a pretty fun skill. It's really, really annoying.
There's a reason I take out on every single goblin.
Especially as Norse, because sideline cages, if you do it as Norse, you basically, no one can come near you because of the huge risk of frenzy surfs.
Absolutely.
I was like, screw it. I think at this turn, that was the only player that can make it to the end zone.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. The dirty player lineman just block hurt the.
Why would you Apo that?
I miss next game.
Yeah, I would not Apo in this next game.
I guess he figured. I mean, that's one of his best players.
It was the dirty player guy, right?
No, that was my dirty player.
Oh, okay. You're dirty player. What? I missed who got injured then.
Guard, mighty blow, tackle, blitzer.
Okay, that is pretty good.
And so, yeah, I think, I mean, especially in a normal game, like a free play league, you wouldn't do that because you don't care. But in a league, it's a little different.
So far, I think every one of your 1TBs on the ball carrier has worked.
No, because Finn double skulled against the ball carrier in turn 2.
Oh, that's right.
No, turn 3, because turn 2 was quad skull.
Yeah.
But after that, it's been looking up a little bit.
Yeah, it's been good. This is 2 GFIs though.
Yeah. Snakes.
Couldn't even make one. And he's KO'd, and now he's not even covered in a tackle zone, and I don't even know if he has to make it going forward for the end zone.
It's turn 8. Look at where we are. Look at where the center
Oh,
line is.
jeez, right. I thought we were a lot closer to the end zone than we were.
No one can make it to the end zone.
Oh well, successful drive then.
Yep. That's part of the reason I wanted to kick first. Like normally, I generally try and receive first because then you get some good punches in. But punch in versus orcs not really going to do anything. So I figured I would kick first and stall him as best I could the first half while I still had more players. Because, you know, it's expected that you'll slowly lose players to KOs and injuries through this game. And then I can score fairly easily with fewer players, especially with like Hail Mary pass and diving catch.
Yeah, well, especially compared to orcs.
And other shenanigans.
You're fast enough to actually outpace orcs in a straight run down the pitch, so.
And he doesn't have any dodge or anything like that, so screens are really effective, even if you can just get one guy up that he has to walk around or through.
Now, when are we going to see the fabled turn 8 foul? I keep expecting it as fouls. I mean, fouls aren't as good for orcs as other teams, but especially against Norse, when you can get a man advantage really easy, just don't play V7 all day long.
Yeah, I think. Oh, there you go.
There's one. Didn't even break armor.
Yeah, you rolled a 1 and a 2.
Yeah, the dirty player and 3 assists can't break armor by 7.
And like, all right, we'll get the ice to SVP here.
Putting a blurk on the ground would actually be really nice.
Well, it's turn 8, so.
Well, yeah, but that's one less blurk on the pitch for X time if he goes out, but.
Still can't break armor with claw.
Yeah, no help.
Yeah, Coolguy is a little mad because I was like, oh my god, the ones, and then he rolled like 3 or 4 blocks there that were skull both down. Generally, all we do is whine about dice, but yeah, it was first half.
Yeah, that's not so bad.
Yeah, no, pretty good.